Hey guys, it's
Good
Wake Up
morning.
Missoula time.
Woo!
I'm Scott Ramf.
I'm Noelle McAvoy.
Josh has the morning off.
Yep, and welcome to Monday morning show of Wake Up
We
Missoula.
got a lot to talk about. I'd like to show you the webcam first, but of course we don't have it ready to go.
Webcam? No, of course not. We need to get that stat.
Yep, but we have the weather, and the weather
We do.
has been nice this weekend. It
Yeah.
said like every threat of storms and weather have been pushed back or
Really?
shortened down to like an hour or
Perfect.
less.
Well, what I've always noticed about Missoula is that on June 21st, the first official day of summer, it's always super nice, and then it's just nice from there on out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's officially summer.
So
Yeah.
if we take a look at the current conditions, it's 52
52 degrees currently.
11 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, oh, great. Yeah.
To be more precise, it's going to be partly sunny today, and then there's a slight chance of thunderstorms. Like it's been a slight chance of thunderstorms all last week.
There's a high of 82, so
Tuesday
that's nice.
again.
Yeah.
Then we have
Be kind of warm.
and then Wednesday chance of shower. 30, all these 30%, 50%, and then it just increases throughout the weekend like it did last weekend. So there's a lot of it looking like it looked like exactly like the last week, but then again, there's
Who
just a
knows?
little more about thunderstorms, so we might actually see a thunderstorm this week. But who knows?
And it's Montana too, you know, like what they say is going to be the weather is not always going to be the weather.
Right, and it's gonna be hot, so thunderstorms may be likely too, and the humidity is high. It's just felt really sweaty all
Did
this
it? Was
time.
it pretty humid this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, like
Yeah.
I was in my bed. It was like, oh, did I take a bath?
That's funny. Yeah, I was in Great Falls over the weekend, and the weather was okay there. It was warm, humid, not bad.
Windy as always.
Yeah, windy as always. Oh my gosh, of course. Great Falls is intense.
And of course, last week we ended our first camp of the summer.
That was fun. Yeah, last week was really great. It was so fun. Those kids are awesome.
And then you also said, like, I don't want to have your kids.
Yeah.
It's like,
Well, no, I don't. I just want to like hang out with your 9-year-olds for a week and then give them back to you. Yeah.
just have them for the fun times, and then just like they're probably pooped out, just like, or they're really excited.
Yeah.
Because a lot of parents are just like saying like, "Oh, my kid never stopped talking about this camp all week."
Like, that's good. I'm glad. I'm glad we could be cool and fun, but not just give you back to your parents at the end of the day. That's what I'm about.
Yeah, and this is I'm going to show this video, and it's going to be like, I have like 3.
We got several videos to show you today.
We have several videos. Chevron.
We have Chevron videos.
Hashtag Chevron videos to show. And I think this is how I introduced all the kids camps. I took my little buddy, Matthew Knight, and he filmed this thing with the new piano that just got installed downtown.
Yeah, if you guys remember Friday's show, we interviewed that woman who was responsible for bringing 2 pianos to Missoula for everyone to play that are permanent. So there's one on Higgins, across the street from Taco del Sol and Charlie's, and like right next to Warden's.
And the other one is...
I think it's by Hunter's Bay Coffee.
It's right next to Hunter's Bay Coffee.
Yeah,
it's that little water fountain that looks like a clock.
Yeah.
Right next to Interstate Bank and across from the WOMA. You can't miss it. It's like right there. It's like, what? And it's like kind of like a mossy, dark brown, blackish piano.
Nice.
And it's like a half. It's like...
And then the other one's yellow, right? Yeah.
It was in a preschool at one time, so it had a lot of damage throughout the years.
Well, I wonder if we could like paint that yellow one.
Well, they are encouraging artists
to come and just paint it.
Paint it kind of like they do with the power boxes here.
Okay, yeah. So you have to have like a designating person. Like you can't just like come up there and be like.
Right. Well, I wouldn't say. I mean, like it's a social experiment. That's the big thing. That's the word that they're going by, and they're sticking to it.
Yeah. Well, I hope that Missoula embraces it and loves it, and like people claim ownership and take care of it, because I think it's wonderful for our city. So yeah.
All right, here it is. Enough talking.
Hey, didn't notice you there. Hi, I'm Matthew Knight, and for the past week, we've been at MCAT camps learning how to film, edit, and make our movies. Today, we're presenting to you a live show, so please enjoy.
course.
He's such a cutie. Those glasses and braces are just like can't get enough, you know? He's such a cutie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so cheesy. I like how he had to lower his voice for that. He's like,
I know.
oh, I am Matthew Knight. It's just like when it's like me trying to deep my voice. I'm like, but that's just making fun of him a little bit.
Hi, he's so cute. He really is.
But of course, we have a little video I want to show about the piano that's downtown, because we're still talking about the piano downtown, because it's such a cool, neat, very cultural Missoula thing.
It is.
For sure.
I'm excited about it. I think it's awesome, and maybe I'll learn how to play the piano.
Yeah, and I see people taking pictures next to it, all sorts of great stuff. So.
Oh, celebrity
and this is
piano.
the guy who kind of helped spearhead piano downtown.
Cool.
I've spent my whole life trying to be a pianist, and then when I get to sort of reveal something, it's on this. So with that caveat, I should probably say no, I won't play, but I can sort of give it its
We're just hoping that this creates some additional placemaking and sense of place for people to come out and listen to music, and people who play the piano are totally welcome to come down and play on the ivory keys, and just a fun little experiment for us. We're hoping the community will just take ownership of this project and take care of the piano.
I wouldn't doubt if people start putting their hat out and start, like, you know, getting taking tips, getting gigs. Heck, I might be down here. Your turn, Missoula. So yeah, it'll play. You can play Chopin on it. So
That was awesome. I love the fact that he was like, "No, I won't play."
No, please, I'm humble.
Be modest. Be modest. And then that was the woman that we interviewed on our show on Friday. Yeah.
Noreen Humes.
Yeah, that's so awesome. And so those two are responsible for bringing the public pianos.
Yep, and she's with Montana Downtown Partnership, and I remember that.
Okay.
Finally.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. It really is. So get out there and play, Missoula. It's wonderful.
I think, it's going to be great. And we have another summer camp coming
Yeah, we
up.
do.
We have our free summer camp coming up this week.
Oh,
so if you have
that's
any
right.
kids who want basically free babysitting and
If you
to
want
learn.
free babysitting.
and a chance to work with professional people like myself and Christian Ackerman about making movies.
I unfortunately have to roll burritos during this time. So if you get hungry,
Or just come on, bring the kids down to
bring
Taco
the
Del
kids
Sol.
down.
No free burrito though. You like no free burrito.
So what's the age range for this free camp?
9 to 13.
9 to 13. Okay.
Exceptions
so
are like, we can bring a 14-year-old.
or if you're a really mature 8-year-old.
Or a really mature 8.
But you're very mature. Like you have to be kind of like 30.
But
you're
we don't make a same
body.
exception for a very immature 14, 15, 16.
Yeah.
Because they're bigger kids.
Yeah.
They're just like, brr. Anyways, I want to talk about Megs. And Megs are the
we
media
have a
assistant.
bunch today.
Of course, I always like to introduce Megs. I want to introduce Megs and talk about Megs. What Media Assistant Grants is what MCAT does for the community, for nonprofits interested in, promoting their talks, lectures, their events, their shows. If they have a show coming up and they want to show that their event is like, hey, this event's pretty cool. Oh, Montana Food Bank is sponsoring this sweet band for like 3-Year Dog. Or all these bands that are really cool. And we'll tape it, edit it, and put it on MCAT for you guys. So call us at 542-6228, or you can email us at mcat.org, and you can find our form. And I will show it to you guys. It is under Forms.
Under Forms.
You can't miss it, and it's Media Assistant Grant, and it'll load a nice page. It'll show, just basically explains all the Media Assistant Grants and all that stuff, and then towards the end you name an organization, address, city, state, of course, just basic information right here, and just try to be as descriptive as possible, and we'll get it to you as soon as possible. Like I did, I edited and filmed a whole bunch of Megs throughout my time here at MCAT as well, but this is one of them that, of course, you might recognize this guy. He was in the Missoula piano video.
You guys just saw
He's doing
it.
the composer showcase, and right after that is the Mach 1, and this is part 3, but I'm going to show you back-to-back of them.
going to be talking about here is when we talk about coupling and cohesion, these are two principles in object-oriented design. So this is applicable really regardless of what programming language you're using, whether you're using C++ or Java or PHP. These principles are going to hold true.
And that's the mini program that's going to be on that night. Of course, on Tuesday we're going to have a bunch of programming, and the first thing I want to show is, it's kind of like I switched it around because the first one is the one that's going to be on later tomorrow night at 10:30, and that's one of our producers' birthday that was shot.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and it's going to be shown. It's his rap show that was at the VFW. There's Mateo Emblem, and then the other one is the Composer Showcase, which is on before that, but it's another part of the Composer Showcase because we're getting to the point at MCAT during the summer where we're showing all the programming that we shot during the school year, all the music stuff, which is great. The Musician Showcase and all that stuff is basically like all the finals for all the music kids.
Yeah.
They wrote all the stuff, but here's all their stuff, and enjoy.
I'ma lay you down when I come around. And if you're down, everything's on me. Girl, I'm talking right now. So tell me, baby, what it's gonna be. I'ma make it, say my name. When I'm in the I'ma make it, slow it down, speed it up. I beat it up, on side. I'm in the pussy.
MCAT has summer camps. There is media camp, animation camp, and movie making camp. In media camp, we learn how to write stories, create a storyboard, camera skills, and editing skills. We make movies and edit them ourselves. We also get to travel to radio stations, TV stations, and small production companies.
In animation camp, we learn how to make stop motion and animated movies. We learn how to use the editing program Dragon Frame. With this, we learn how to create stories using Legos, Play-Doh, and wire.
In movie making camp is where we learn how to make movies using professional broadcast equipment. We learn how to create storyboards and write scripts, and as well editing, camera work, and cinematography. At the end of each day of camp, there's a live show where we talk about what we did each day, what we learned, and what we will do the next day.
On Friday's live show, we premiere all the movies we made throughout the week.
This year we added an extra animation camp, which starts July 21st through the 25th, and there are 6 more spots available. So sign your kid up today. Wait!
Wait for what?
We still have half a show left, so stay tuned.
Yep, we only have half a show left, so it's...
Stay tuned, everyone.
Yep. So
Don't
we're coming
put
15
down that
minutes into it.
Don't lose that remote.
I think I talked too much about my crap. Let's talk about New
My
Orleans'
crap.
great events that are coming
My
up
great stuff. Yeah.
tonight and tomorrow night. I know there's some kind of jazz thing going at Monk's, isn't
Oh
there?
yeah.
Monk?
Every Monday, Top Hat, Mugs, Jazz. Yeah.
It's all jazz.
Yeah. Well, there are a lot of camps this summer, you know, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's nice out, and people want to shove their kids off while they do have fun. So.
Well, I mean, it's real. This is real.
We're just giving it to you like it is.
Plus, kids get to learn a lot of stuff, and I can see that there's some fly fishing going on.
Like up next, first camp I'm going to talk about, fly fishing camp. And that started at 8 a.m. this morning, Kern Aquatic Center. They're partnering with the Missoula Angler for a week of hands-on fly fishing instruction. By the end of the week, your kids will be able to educate you with fly fishing facts, along with what flies to use and how to tie fishing knots. Fly routes and flies are provided. This is from June 23rd to the 27th. Ages 6 to 14, and kids 12 to 14 need a FWP fishing license,
Right.
and it goes until 12:30. So it's 8 a.m. to 12:30, June 23rd to the 27th. And then
So that's the prerequisite.
I think so. Yeah, you gotta get a fishing license. And then the Kia Einstein Camp. This is 8 a.m. this morning at Bonner Park. Science has never been so fun. Engage in fun science activities while learning from Spectrum and the National Weather Service. Campers will stay active with games in between learning. This is for ages 6 to 12. Meets June 23rd to the 27th from 8 a.m. to 5:30. And it's $130, and then it's $104 with a city card, which I'm not exactly sure what a city card is. But I'll find out and let you guys know in the next show. Because a lot of these camps, it's cheaper with a city card. So it must be like a membership that you pay and you get in like cheaper stuff. I don't know. I'll figure it out. And then at McCormick Park this morning is Teen Leadership Camp, where a leadership camp pairs adventure activities with leadership development and self-awareness. This is for ages 13 to 18. It's June 23rd to 27th from 8 a.m. to 5:30 at McCormick Park. It's $225 or $180 with a city card.
I think NCBI does another one of these things like leadership stuff
Oh,
throughout
does
the
it?
school year. I think it's completely different. No, it's completely different. But still,
Is it?
leadership camp. But the NCBI teaches the same thing. It's like, NCBI is like diversity, trying
Yeah.
to teach kids how to live with one another, those who are different, how to accept them of who they are. But it's this kind of thing is kind of like teaching teachers.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily like you don't teach them kind of like say, oh, don't be mean to that kid because he's different.
Yeah.
It's more like this is how you can tell people how
Yeah.
you can educate them. And,
That's true.
you know,
Yeah, cool. It's a good thing to know. Like, you should educate your teen.
And you can't break barriers with hammers.
No, you can't. No. As we found out.
You have to chisel at it. Anyways, that's the thing about my little
Anyway,
rant.
on to bowling camp. Okay,
Oh,
so
yeah.
Kia Bowling Camp, 8 a.m., West Side Lanes in Franklin Park. Get tips from bowling experts, play lots of fun bowling games in the morning, and enjoy the outdoors in the afternoon. Parents drop off their little bowlers at West Side Lanes, and Missoula Parks and Recreation will shuttle the camp to a local park for an afternoon of fun. This is for ages 6 to 12, June 23rd to the 27th, from 8 a.m. to 5:30. It's $130 and then $104 with a city card. And you can call 721-7275 for more information on that.
Wow, 8 a.m. to 5:30.
I know, that's a long
That's
day.
like the work day for
Like-
it's like the perfect time for a parent just to go drop off their kid,
Do they
do
get-
their whole day of work,
Yeah,
come back
come
just
back.
in time to pick up their kid. It's like
Do they get nap time, do you think?
6-year-olds might
I
get
mean,
nap
I
time.
would need nap time.
If a kid
6
asked
to
me,
12,
if
yeah.
a kid asked me if they need nap time, I'd be like,
No. Yeah, sleep in my car.
oh, whoa, okay, slow down.
Well, no, like, you know how people, like, sometimes need sleep in cars? And I don't know.
But it's
that's what I would
like
do.
also in the summer, just in the clear
That's true.
warning because heat
Yeah.
stroke.
Yeah, I know.
Don't leave your pets and
I
your
read
babies in
I
hot
read a
cars.
story of this guy that went to work and left his toddler in a car for 7 hours and the baby died. I know.
7 hours?
Yeah, it's just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Bring your child inside.
I mean, you
what?
probably shouldn't even leave a kid
No.
alone for 7 hours in a comfortable area.
No, it's not an animal.
No.
People just shouldn't have children. I feel like you need to like take a common sense test before you even have sex. Yeah, you should.
That's true.
You should. If
Oh,
you're gonna-
anyways,
yeah. All right.
we
all right.
digress about
Yeah.
like our little rants.
Okay.
We go on
so,
little rants now and again, but
Also,
it's
the
all good fun.
YMCA has babysitting. It wasn't very clear. I think it's a camp. I think it's a babysitting class. It's at 9 a.m. at the YMCA. There you will gain supervised first-hand experience at their child care sites. This includes CPR and safety information.
Because there's different, because CPR is completely different when you're working with kids and babies than there are from adults.
Yeah.
You got to understand that you can't use the same kind of force that you use with adults than you use with kids. There's
With
a
kids
huge
and babies.
discrepancy that people don't understand about CPR.
Well,
It's
and I
really
didn't know that
dangerous.
either. Yeah, and so do they have like separate classes for like kids and babies and then adults?
I mean, like if you're taking CPR, they also teach like kids and babies.
Yeah.
If you're doing CPR on a kid, you never do it with both hands. You have to do it with one hand.
Otherwise it's
And then
pressure.
a baby,
Two
it's
fingers.
fingers.
Oh, really? Just fingers?
It's like that.
Yeah.
Because they're really like
Yeah,
delicate.
they're delicate, I hear.
And I mean, like I have a couple. My brother-in-law and my sister. They're both nurses.
Oh, really?
And like a lot of times it's like a lot of people, they actually kind of like tell the people like, are you sure you want to be resuscitated? Like a lot of the older people in the
really?
hospitals, like because it's like extremely violent to bring them back because
Wow,
they
I
have to like
know.
literally break ribs
And like,
and and they can't stop pumping unless there's a doctor comes in and says, okay, you can stop now. That there's no way the
Wow.
person. So it's as much more violent than you think.
Yeah.
But
Bring it back.
CPR,
I didn't know that.
and you're not allowed to stop doing CPR, even if you know.
Yeah, you
before
have to keep going
EMT
until they're
comes.
either dead or they're resuscitated.
Yeah.
So once you're in it, you're in it.
Even after they're dead, sometimes you have to have like an official like EMT come by and just
You
say that
say-
because it's like
You can stop.
I know it's very unnerving
Can you like
for a lot
take
of times.
CPR turns?
CPR.
I'm kidding. That's awful.
Oh, that would be bad. But anyways, we
Okay,
gotta stop
alright.
going on these little rants because
Alright, I know. Alright, now on to rock climbing.
I didn't mean that like these are all opinions based on us, not
These are not
reflections of Charter Communications, MCAT,
or the
and
City
City
of
Missoula.
Yeah, these are personal opinions. Mostly joke opinions. Okay,
Let's joke about no.
so YMCA has rock climbing.
Yeah.
At 9 a.m., campers will learn safety, knot tying, belaying, and all the skills needed to scale local rock faces. So I don't know if there's really an age restriction on that, but I'm sure you can call the YMCA. They'll tell you all about it. Yeah. And then so at the Zootown Arts Community Center, which is awesome. That place is awesome. They always have really fun stuff going on. It's always really, really affordable, and it's, close. So it's Sonic Synergy 1. This is at 9 a.m. at the Zootown Arts Community Center, June 23rd to the 27th. It's from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And the instructors are Jeff Turman and Jeff Taylor. And this is for students age 8 through 12. And campers with little or no experience creating music will learn the fundamentals of sound and how instruments work through a series of fun, engaging, and educational experiments. So this is $215 for non-members and then $200 for regular members. And yeah, you just get to learn how sound works and all this neat different stuff. So that's cool. The ZAC is also having Explore the World of Art and Math. This is at 9 a.m. at the ZAC, June 23rd to the 27th from 9 to noon. And it's for students age 6 through 12. It is for math enthusiasts and those students who would benefit from seeing math in a new and creative light. There's much symmetry, geometry, and measurement involved in creating beautiful art. Build structures and create intricate designs using repeating patterns and mathematical relationships. Projects include creating tessellations, symmetrical pictures, parabolic curves, polyhedras, domes, prisms, pyramids, and more. So that is $90 for non-members and $80 for members. That's 9 to noon today. There are also a bunch of gymnastic camps. There is a Star Wars themed gymnastic camp, which I thought was pretty sweet. This is at the Bitterroots Gymnastics Center. It's at 9 a.m. And they have a flexible schedule enrollment, which means you have the option of either enrolling in a full week of camp, or you can choose the days that work best for you. The ages are kindergarten through 12 years old, and a half day is from 9 to noon, and that costs $99. And then if you just walk in without registering, it's $109. But the space is not guaranteed. And then for a full day, it's 9 to 4, and that is $179. And the walk-in rate is $189. But also, again, space is not guaranteed. And you can call 728-4258 for more information on that. But that sounds pretty fun. They have a bunch of other themed camps too, and you just call them or go on their website and find out more. Also today, the North Hills and Moon Randolph Homestead Tour with Montana Parks and Recreation. Starts at 9 a.m. Head to the North Hills of town with Missoula Parks and Recreation on this van and walking tour of one of the more historic sites in Missoula. Our conservation lands manager will guide you through the ecology and natural history of the area while we enjoy an afternoon in the outdoors. It's from 9 a.m. to noon. It's $12 and then $10 with a city card, and you can register at Current Aquatic Center. So that one's pretty cheap and super fun, it sounds like, and only for 3 hours. Also, the Roxy Theater is having Montana Film Academy Summer Camp. This starts at 10 a.m. from the 23rd to the 27th. Students will learn to write a short story with a 3-act structure and film and edit it over the week. So that's June 23rd to the 27th. They have a camp July 7th through the 11th, where students will learn how to create a storyboard, and work with a program Dragon Frame to create a bit of stop motion animation, which is what we actually use for our animation camps. Yeah.
Looks a lot like our camp.
We're doing the same thing. And then from July 21st to July 25th, students will learn how to create a documentary or mockumentary, write a story, and film edit their piece. And July 28th to August 1st, students will learn the principles of filmmaking to create a commercial of their choice. You can call 728-9380 for more information on these. Also at the Zootown Arts Community Center from the 23rd to the 27th at 1 p.m. from 1 to 4 is Community Garden Art. This is for ages 6 through 12. It's $90 for non-members and $80 for members. And for this camp, they are partnering with Garden City Harvest to make art for the Northside Community Garden. Students' work will add color and vibrancy to our community. Campers will make many projects that will live permanently in the community garden, and some to take home and place in their own garden.
I didn't know Northside had a community garden. Well,
oh, you didn't know that?
Oh, I don't know where it's at.
Oh, really?
I'm sure there's a whole bunch of community gardens all around.
Well, I think there's a couple public ones. There's the Northside, and then there's one off of the Kim Williams Trail, like over by that really gross, huge apartment complex they just built. The one that blocks the mountain completely off of Russell.
Oh.
Yeah, but then the Northside Community one is on, you know where the softball field is, right?
Yes.
It's like right next to it.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really cool. And have you seen, they have this really cool, like, teepee that hops grow up it. So it's this, like, really awesome, like, nature, mystical, like, teepee with a bunch of hops growing up it. Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah, it's nice. I like the community garden. And then at the Top Hat tonight, as always on Monday nights, they are having a movie. They have free movie nights every Monday nights. It's for all ages. It starts at 8 a.m. And they are watching the movie Wild Reverence. And I actually have the trailer for it. So, check this out, everyone.
Life began for both of us in the wild country of the Pacific Northwest.
They were this, mythical creature that swam in the winter, and
it's one of the best things the fish world has come up with.
Steelhead sort of became my icon.
For me, just knowing that they were there, it always eased me and just made me feel like we were as nature intended us to be a long time ago.
The steelhead is a fish that has transformed my life and helped me reclaim my identity when all felt lost.
Point, a huge gust threw Shane Anderson way onto his back.
Shane Anderson suffered a fractured vertebrae.
We have both finally made it home to familiar waters that imprinted our youth. After suffering a disappointing end to one passion, nothing had prepared me for the disappointment I would soon discover.
I'll have to look on the calendar, but I have at least 40 days on the hoe. Still haven't caught a fish yet.
The trend line is down. The fish are going extinct.
My research indicated that wild steelhead were dying by death of 1,000 cuts.
And the first is habitat. The second is hydropower. The third is hatcheries. And the fourth is harvest.
Yeah, so they're playing that at the Top Hat tonight. That looks really neat. That's going to be pretty fun. And then, so that's all happening today. That's just like what's going on today. Yeah.
Beginning of a whole bunch of summer camps, movies, fly fishing. Yeah, it's a documentary about fishing, and now you
Yeah.
can learn how to fish.
I know. Lots of fishing stuff going on today. Also, okay, so now I'm on to Tuesday events. So for Tuesday, starting tomorrow morning, that I've noticed on Tuesday events, they're having a lot of grandparent and grandchild camps, which is fun.
Yeah.
But one of the things that I've noticed is they're like talking about like grandchildren and then you and your 50 grandparents. And so the way that they worded that was really funny because it was like, I don't have 50 grandparents.
Yeah, and also for our summer camps, we
bring them all.
We have Missoula Aging Service we're working with. We say, hey, you know, we had grandparents in the past come over. They just didn't come last week for some reason, but
they're a great resource.
Yeah, they're we have them signed up, and we're just always looking for grandparents to help out with making videos and stuff like that. If you have any experience, it's always
I just
good
thought
to
their
have.
wording was funny because it was like you and your the campers, and then their 50 grandparents. I was like, how many do they have? That's a lot of grandparents.
Right? 4 per kid.
Darn. So for tomorrow, 9 a.m. at the Missoula Art Museum is the Old and Young Together Museum Exploration. This is for grandparents and children ages 6 through 12. It's at 9 a.m. to 12:30 tomorrow at the Missoula Art Museum. And grandparents and their favorite little ones will get a first-hand view of the museum, going into the vault where the art collection lives, and tour the current exhibitions with the education curator. Afterwards, the pairs will make art and artists Susie Rizzo and Melissa Madsen in Ma'am's classroom. This class is offered in conjunction with UM's Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. Please call 243-2905 to register for this fun program. So that's tomorrow. They're also having a fishing and treasure hunt camp. That is at 9 a.m. at Missoula Parks and Recs. It goes from the 24th to the 25th, 9 a.m. to 12:30. And you'll get ready to land the big one by spending your morning fishing at Silver's Lagoon at McCormick Park. They will focus on rod and reel fishing basics and other skills necessary in angling. All bait and equipment are included. There is also amazing animal adaptations at Montana Natural History Center tomorrow, 9 a.m. This is a 2-day camp for ages 7 through 10 and their grandparents, brought to you by the Molly program at the University of Montana and the Montana Natural History Center. And the Molly program is the UM's Osher Lifelong Learning Institute. So that's what Molly stands for. So here at the Montana Natural History Center, the Amazing Animal Adaptations Camp, you'll learn about some amazing animal adaptations. They'll start off by learning about some unique human adaptations, play some fun tracking games, learn about bears, visit an osprey banding site, and have a very special visit from Animal Wonders, which is an animal rescue organization based out of Potomac. They'll play fun educational games and see what critters they can observe out in the field. In the afternoon, the grandparent and grandchild will use their skills to complete the treasure hunt along the Clark Fork River. Clues will lead them from hidden cache to hidden cache and work as a team to complete the tasks and find the ultimate treasure at the end. So that sounds swashbuckling.
Swashbuckling.
Yeah. So then, is that geocaching or caching? What is that?
Geocaching?
Geocaching. Okay, so next camp is Geocaching and River Float Camp, which this sounds awesome. This is at 2 p.m. Missoula Parks and Recreation is a fun-filled experience for kids ages 10 to 13 and their grandparents, brought to you from the Molly program at the University of Montana. Geocaching on the Riverfront Trail. You'll work as a team using GPS devices to navigate around the riverfront trails in Missoula and this modern version of a treasure hunt. Geocaching is an outdoor recreational activity in which the participants use a global positioning system, use a GPS receiver or mobile device and other navigational techniques to hide and seek containers called geocaches or catches anywhere else in the world. River float and more with the Zootown surfers. You'll see Missoula from a new way by rafting the Clark Fork River throughout town. So they'll put in near East Missoula and then take out at Silvers Park. So that's quite a ways, and that'll be fun, yeah. And they'll view wildlife and talk about river ecology and just enjoy the day on the water. So hopefully they've got good weather for that tomorrow. And then my last event for tomorrow is at 6:30 p.m. at the Missoula Public Library, where you can learn to use the library telescope. Apparently, the library has a telescope, and you can totally borrow it. And you can rent it. Yeah, and they're teaming up with, let's see, the Western Montana Astronomical Association is teaming up with the library to provide an Orion Star Blast telescope for our patrons. It is portable, easy, and fun to use. And they'll show patrons how to use the Star Blast. So you can come in and learn how to use it and be ready to borrow it for the spring and summer.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
so that'll
really
be...
cool. So, put down your Legos and look at your telescope.
So that'll be in the large meeting room. And yeah, that's what's going on for today and tomorrow. There's a lot of stuff happening. Most of it costs money, but if you got it, go out there and do it.
Right, and we got a lot of things to talk about as well in terms of city council stuff, but we'll get on that right after this.
When you smoke, you're gonna look older than you actually are.
Shut up.
Told you so.
I don't look older.
There's Josh.
Yeah, there's Josh. He still managed to make an appearance.
Yeah, thank God.
Yeah. He said he'd do word on the street for Monday, but I didn't see it.
No, he's just smoking.
I'm looking older and has an awesome wig.
I know, God.
Yeah.
He's just got that great hair.
But anyways, I digress. Tonight here, I'm going to read off the agenda, so I'll try to be as quick as possible for those of you who just want to get out of here. But like myself. Sorry. But yeah, then, they have the constant agenda. They have recommended motion approving claims over $500,000.
What are they spending over $500,000 on?
All sorts of stuff.
What?
It's their budget and their fiscal year. Whole brand new budget to pay all their city employees, all the appointed administrative type stuff. There's a lot of money being distributed throughout the city of Missoula.
Yeah, that's true.
And of course, the big thing is the pawnbrokers ordinance. And they're going to be talking about this, where they're going to have the public hearing on July 7th and primary adopt an ordinance, Title 5, Chapter 5.24, entitled Pawnbrokers, to change the record-keeping requirements for pawnbrokers to allow electronic record-keeping and reporting by amending sections. Of course, Josh kind of explained a little bit about it, and I'm just going to basically say what it kind of feels like it is to me. It's basically just requesting that pawnbrokers record all the data and all their stuff that they buy on a computer. Just have an electronic record keep so that they can give to the city. Like, all they can do is email their information that way. And rather than looking through all the books and all that stuff, it makes it a lot easier for the city in case there's any kind of... It's basically supposed to help people with stolen items. If there's an item that is stolen, people can look it up, and it's a lot easier to use. I'm surprised that pawnbrokers here haven't completely utilized the internet, where you can basically go to the website on their pawn shop and find a lot of cool stuff, rather than
going in. And that's what I would think. I mean, we're in the digital age, everything is internet. I'm
assuming that they have all this stuff online, but it's just not as online as it could be. But of course, moving on, there's a petition to vacate portions of South 4th Street between Garfield and Caitlin Street.
Okay, and they're trying to knock down some houses, or?
It's the, let's see.
Closing and vacating a portion. Okay. So maybe they're trying to knock down some houses? Let's see. We're reading.
Let's see. Section 1, that it is an intention of the City Council of the City of Missoula to close and vacate all the portion of the right-of-way more fully described below, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of... okay. Vacated the right-of-way will revert to the combined with
adjacent private property
upon. So it's just like the city getting rid of a lot of their unused space.
Okay, how do you get rid of unused space?
They sell it. Okay. I mean, the city can own a lot of property and a lot of stuff because Poverello Center over there was privately owned, and I think the city bought from the Poverello Center.
Yeah, because they're moving.
It's in the city, and city limits are getting bigger, and they're investing in a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And then moving on, let's see, there's the Edward Byron Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, and there's authorized to sign memorandum of understanding with Missoula County and to any award documents associated with Justice Assistance Grant funding. And And then there's the resolution in support of parks and trails. So they're talking about expanding trails, mostly in Fort Missoula, because there was this whole presentation that the lady was giving to the schools, to the city. She was talking all about it, and that seems to be the big thing right now is do open spaces. A lot of open spaces and planting trees, a lot of just more park stuff. That's going on tonight.
That's good.
Let's see. Rezoning request, and that's 1221 Helen Avenue. Let's see. Adopt or deny an ordinance to rezone property from B1, which is neighborhood business, Helen Drive. Let's see. Well, basically it's just rezoning.
Yeah, they're just rezoning some
There's
things.
a lot of small stuff here and there. And then, of course, then there's the committee reports, which is basically all the meetings that happen on the Wednesday before. And it's just like Budget Committee of the Whole, Land Use and Planning Committee, Parks and Conservation Committee, Public Safety and Health Committee.
Yeah.
And all of what they talked about on last Wednesday to see whether or not they're going to adopt some of the stuff that they're going to try to use.
Okay. Cool.
Let's see, new business, items to be referred, and then there's Administration and Finance Committee, reappoint to Business Improvement District Board, an agreement with Women's Opportunity Resource Development, WORD is the acronym, WORD.
Yeah, WORD.
To
Word
provide
for women.
tenant-based rental assistance to low-income households.
Huh, good.
Some more rental for a low-income household, which is great. Adopt Byron Von Lossberg as chair of Parks and Conservation Committee.
Okay.
Meet with I3 students and teachers, which is basically, like the schools and technology. They've been doing this for the past 2 years now.
Okay, yeah.
So I read a little bit about that, but not too much. Land Use and Public Planning Committee. See, just a couple petitions here and there. See, just a lot of this stuff's going on here. Parks and Conversation.
So a lot of stuff going on with City Council tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so check it out. You can always go to it's what's the address for City Council? It's Pine Street. I know that.
It's on Pine Street, but right next to the old Sean Kelly's.
Okay.
And
okay.
yeah, if you can remember.
Yeah.
But that's
yeah.
the City Hall is. Go there. Meeting starts at 7 p.m. tonight.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a great place to voice your opinion. If you have a problem with anything and you want to try to
sway some opinions.
Get opinions. No, but make sure your comments are under 3.5 minutes. I think that's the cap. Is 3 minutes.
I think so. Yeah.
And meeting starts at 7 tonight. And of course, there's no meeting next Monday because it's the 5th Monday of the month, and it will tell you that there's no meeting next week.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Yeah. And Josh will be back on Wednesday and Friday to tell us all about it.
I think I have one more video I want to show from the camps.
Sounds good.
And then I'm just going to wrap up the show after this video. I'm just going to show the video, wrap up the show. And for Wake Up Missoula, I'm Scott Ramp.
And I'm Noelle McAvoy. Have a great day, everyone, and we'll see you
No more water. What's wrong? Water. Someone get me some water. I'm hydrated. Morning, this is Andy reporting from NPR News. Recently we heard the death of an old man. He drove off a bridge last Saturday night. Oh, what's this? It looks like we are having 150-degree heat wave. I need some water. I'm okay. Oh, but I just got rehydrated. Oof. Well, that'll last a few days.
Being hydrated is out of this world. Drink more water, be less hotter. You should try to drink water 4 times a day. Refreshing.